Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. We're going to look at a Star Citizen CitizenCon recap today because that's a big post that CIG put out. But also, we've got the newsletter. Really, from the newsletter, beyond the CitizenCon stuff they talked about, I just want to look at the sneak peek of the Polaris. So there's a cool little sneak peek here for the Polaris with the tagline, "You're good for landing." Polaris should be flyable at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo on the 22nd of November. I am super excited for that. I've been waiting for that ship for a very long time. Big old combat corvette, but it also is the first in a line of very big RSI ships to be done, with the RSI Perseus being next. And then I believe the slightly more controversial Galaxy. Controversial because they sort of may have forgotten about its large building module, or sort of ignored it for the purposes of the first tier of base building that they're going to bringing in, but then went, no, we are going to actually have a base building module for it in the future, just not for Star Citizen 1.0. I've gone over all of the updates for the different patches in my last video, because there's a 0.2a patch at the moment, which has got a load of bug fixes in. There's a 0.3 patch that will be going live soon after that, because it's the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo patch. Alpha 4.0 is being tested by EVOCATI, and they've softened the NDA on it so that people that are sort of playing it can make videos on it, can stream it. This might be a build by build case, so read the patch notes before streaming it or making videos on a particular build, because obviously you might be breaking NDA if you don't. And if you are unaware, there was a big change with the 4.0 build. CIG basically going, we want to try and get it out by the end of the year, but that does mean that some features are going to be slipping into an incremental patch, so assumedly 4.0.x, so still part of the 4.0 branch and cycle. So things that are slipping, disappointingly, are engineering and a load of adjacent sort of stuff with that, with life support, fire extinguishers, but also the pyro solar flares, and annoyingly, the transit and elevator refactor, which I was hoping would put the sort of trams and elevators in a really good state, but this stuff needs more time, basically. They'll get it out for a patch in as soon as it's ready. Still a ton of stuff in 4.0, but obviously it is disappointing to see that big major stuff with engineering and that associated gameplay slip. Anyway, CitizenCon 2954 recap. Can you believe it's already been almost 2 weeks since CitizenCon? We were beyond excited to welcome you aboard the UEES Barbary at Manchester Central, UK. Whether you joined us in person or joined in from home, you can now relive the excitement and highlights of CitizenCon 2954 as we recap the 2-day event. So all of the presentations and even the live sort of streams and stuff like that are available on the RSI YouTube now in a glorious 4K. There was over 5,000 attendees, including staff. The event, players and friends from around the globe came together to celebrate the shared passion of Squadron 42 and the persistent universe. It's been an incredible journey since we hosted CitizenCon in this beautiful city, and we're so grateful to everyone that helped make it happen. None of this would have been possible without your amazing support and continued dedication. Yeah, so let's delve into this recap post and give a little bit of extra context. So, Squadron 42, there was a big live gameplay reveal. Our own senior game director, Rich Tyree, took to the stage to showcase Squadron 42 gameplay live for the first time, unveiling the prologue and the original story of your character. So, I recommend people rewatch that Squadron 42 video if you saw it at CitizenCon or if you watched it live, because Rich Tyree basically ran back to the office after CitizenCon and re-recorded the Squadron 42 playthrough without any crashes, because there were 2 or 3 crashes during the live stream, and this version actually has the proper ending because the ending bugged out at CitizenCon. It was an amazing demo they showed. It was the whole of, or at least a good portion of Chapter 1, and that includes sort of a bit of a tutorial and traversal, but sort of part of that tutorial is an introduction to the world and the enemies and where you are in the story and lore, in kind of an interactive movie, which is clearly what Chris Roberts wanted. Anyway, let's go on to the rest of day 1 at CitizenCon. As the doors of Manchester opened, excitement filled the air as citizens made their way into the convention center. The day was packed with activities, starting with community booths, showcasing fan projects, and a life-sized F-7A Mark II Hornet replica that roared to life with thrilling engine tests that echoed through the hangar. Attendees enjoyed Star Citizen-themed food stands, offering torpedo burritos, Big Benny noodles, Garcia greens, and pizza. Yes, just pizza. Browsed exclusive CitizenCon 2954 merchandise, and admired large-scale models of Star Citizen spaceships and Port Olisar. The cosplay contest, sponsored by Toby, brought out some fantastic garb too. The day's highlights were a series of developer presentations which focused on upcoming improvements, new features, and the first ever live gameplay reveal of Squadron 42. Obviously, we've talked about that Squadron 42 reveal. Other things that were actually on the show floor, as it were, at CitizenCon, there were some really cool sim pods with a load of sort of hardware going on if you want to build your own sim pod. Look at things like VKB Sim and Monster Tech, Verpal. It was a cool selection of little bars. There was an area for VIP ticket holders. VIP ticket wasn't too bothered about. It got me in a line quicker, as basically when I actually went into CitizenCon on the first day, but because Zin and her partner didn't have VIP tickets, I had to wait for them anyway. You weren't missing out by not having a VIP ticket, is what I'm telling you. My favorite thing on the actual show floor was a community booth that had an ASOP terminal, fully functional. I say fully functional. It was clickable, it was touchscreen, and you could go around and find people with little hacking cards, little data cards, which you then put in. Then you had to hack the terminal, and you could win a prize. It was actually really cool. Anyway, presentations. Brave New Worlds. That was the first one we saw. Developers showcased how StarEngine now creates more realistic planets, increases location density, enhances NPC interactions, and simulates lighting, sound, and dynamic weather with Genesis, the new suite of technologies. We're achieving the scale and fidelity needed to bring these immersive worlds to life. The dynamic weather there was amazing with the storms and all that sort of stuff, as was seasons. They had seasons now on planets. Loads of new biomes, jungles, swamps, super dense forests. I could talk about that for ages. A social universe. Stepping into the player's role, our team presented the latest concepts for friend and foe lists, party management, group search, and updated VoIP integration. They also showcased the in-game guide system and the benefits of joining organizations and alliances. Much needed org features basically here. There was a cosplay contest sponsored by Toby, and they had someone dressed as Pico. It was a big Pico costume, but they also had your favorite bounty hunter and aliens. This was followed by Dress to Kill. Starwear will finally now allow you to combine armor and clothing together, allowing you different ways to specialize in how you want to play, but also sort of soft classes because they give real benefits, these sort of choices of gear. Also, monster hunting is going to be a thing. You're going to be able to hunt the Valakar, the giant sandworm, which now appears in Pyro. And talking of that, beyond Pyro, this presentation has showcased how they're going to update new and existing landing zones with progression-based content by using instanced areas and tailored missions. They also delved into upcoming star systems, Nyx, and also Castra. Nyx. Loads and loads of updates to that. Obviously, we had Delamar, the big asteroid before. It was in the standard system many moons ago, but that's part of Nyx, and lots of updates going on with that. But Castra is awesome. One of the major cities there. It's sort of like this floating sky palace almost. It's sort of above the cloud line on a mountain. Let's jump into day 2. Day 2 was all about how you, the player, will make the verse feel truly like a home. From updates about base building and crafting to all new career ships and vehicles, the focus was on helping you build your legacy. We also defined what Star Citizen 1.0 will look like at its live release, including a detailed look at end game content. It was a full day of exciting revelations for anyone ready to carve out their place in the verse. So we had crafting your home. They explored the gameplay around blueprints, which will allow you to craft everything from small decorative items to entire spaceships, or I suppose space stations. This was just the foundation of what's to come with base building and crafting. Pretty much anything can be crafted. You need fabricators, you need building drones, whatever, based on the thing that you want to build. You can get blueprints in loads of different ways. You need the materials for building that as well. It can be quite time intensive or resource intensive. Captains of Industry, that showed off a load of ships and vehicles. A little sneak peek of some of the stuff that's coming at the IAE with the Polaris and the Lumberyard Guardian and the new Star Lancers. They've reconcepted the Pioneer to be this big mobile base, which is also focused at building big bases and space stations. Loads of teasers for new ships and vehicles. That was a really, really cool presentation. And then finally, we had the Stars, My Destination, Star Citizen 1.0. What type of game is Star Citizen? In the presentation, they answered that question and provided a detailed overview of what to expect from Star Citizen 1.0. They dove into details, adding a main story to sophisticated gameplay loops and endgame content. But 1.0 basically has most of the features that they talked about at CitizenCon, though a load of them will be coming much sooner than 1.0. It's just sort of a milestone for when we have all of these features in-game, then we consider 1.0 launched. But 1.0 will also have the benefit of having no more resets afterwards. They outlined insurance, they outlined a load of questions, they showed off big space stations that you go, these are player-built space stations, they are super late-game content for big orgs. We have delved into most of those presentations now. We've got a load of summaries of all that sort of stuff. Go check out our videos on that, or feel free to watch the full day's broadcast or those individual panels as well. I had a great time at CitizenCon. It was fantastic for them to outline what 1.0 actually means, answer a load of questions, show off a load of content that I'm genuinely excited about. All the stuff they showed off at CitizenCon, except maybe some of the 1.0 stuff, will be in game within the next 12 to 18 months, giving us that release year for Squadron 42 of 2026 as well. I'm excited about that, but at the moment it's just a release year. There's no release date given. Anyway, I'm really interested to know what your favorite part of CitizenCon was. What are you looking forward to coming over the next few months? Are you all about the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo starting on the 22nd of November? Are you super excited for 4.0? Are you hugely disappointed by something like 4.0 dropping engineering as a feature? Like, oh no, it's just not for me anymore. Are you waiting for Star Citizen to be closer to release before you play? Whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Welcome to the Intergalactic Nord Expo, where there's only one vehicle here, the vehicle for better internet security, accessibility, and privacy. I wish I could watch Netflix in Japan or Pyro or whatever. Boom! I can, and I'm so protected. It's not a concept. You can fly with nordvpn.com/BoredGamer today. And with NordVPN, you don't need any variants, but it is pay to win because you need to buy it or get a subscription and then you win. Use the links below to get massive discount. November is all about the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. We've partnered with the Star Citizen organisation Lunar Wolves for a massive giveaway. Commenting on any of my videos during the month gets you a chance to win one of 4 ships, a Zeus MR, an Ares Ion, a Drake Corsair, and even a Cutlass Black. All courtesy of those beautiful Lunar Wolves. But wait, there's more. Sign up to the Lunar Wolves recruitment page, link down below, for a chance to win an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance. They're recruiting, you might be looking for an org. I'll chuck some further information and terms and conditions and stuff in the video description as well. Don't forget to click on the join button under my videos. That goes a long way to help support the channel. Thank you so much to you that have already done that. Zin and I play a load of games after work and stuff, and we want to chuck those up for people that have gone the extra mile to support us either on Patreon or via that join button. Just remember to like and subscribe as well. Comment, ask us some stuff. Thank you so much for everyone that supported the channel, whether it be for a day or for the last several years, a decade. Oh my God, we've been doing this for so long. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great November and Intergalactic Aerospace Expo.